Yeah. And like I said, dude, it's at the end of the day, you did get to play a show at Red Rocks, and I think that's fucking cool. That's fun, man. I wish I could play a show at Red Rocks.
Right.
I would love to do that.
We were the headlining band for a movie.
Yeah, see, like that, I'm like,
okay.
Does that really count? I guess. Christmas. That's Christmas for you.
One time a year.
Okay, that's going. Let's get this pulled up. All right, I think we're pretty much just ready to rock, dude.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's going. Let's do it.
Welcome back to 307 Reacts. I'm Chris and this is Matt. What?
You guys ever wanted to? Yeah, what?
If this is your first time here, welcome. Go ahead and hit that little subscribe button.
Please.
Go ahead and join the way. And you know what? If you want to wait to the end, that's also fine too.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. If you want to just sit back and make sure it's the right choice for you, that's okay. I feel like it is. So just keep that in mind while you're watching. On the screen we have Desperado by Ryan Upchurch. It is his official music video.
Yes.
And this has been out for a couple weeks now. I saw that on his page. He did the lyric breakdown for it. I haven't watched that yet.
I haven't watched it.
I like that he does those because it gives me an opportunity to sit down with him and understand the breakdown of the whole thing. I haven't watched that on this one yet. This is going to be a blind listen / watch for me. But it's an Upchurch song, so I have my expectations set. I'm sure he's going to meet and exceed them. He does great. He's one of the leading independent music artists right now.
Oh,
so
for sure.
Yeah.
And this is going to be 2 for 1. So we're going to check out Desperado. And if you guys are down in the comments, hey, man, he just released a new one called, what is it, Heavy Rain?
I think I think you're in the ballpark, yeah.
We're going to watch that right after this one. So stick around.
Stick around, get your popcorn.
We're doing both.
Throw the cloud
right
emojis
now.
down in the comment section.
Okay.
And while you're down there, hit that subscribe button because we see the 175,000 of you every 28 days that watch our videos but don't subscribe. And let me tell you right now, if even a third of you guys made the decision to switch over and subscribe to us, it would change a lot of things for us, okay? Just let me tell you that right now. It's a very small thing that we're asking for you. It doesn't cost you any money. You're down there already leaving your cloud emoji. Just click the button for us. That'd be great. Thank you. We really appreciate it. In the meantime, let's just do it, shall we?
Let's get it.
Here we go. I'm surprised I got it. I almost missed.
Nice.
I am a leader, you shouldn't follow. I do keep up with the wild desperado. Taking curves at 80 mile an hour plus. Engine block scraping.
Hold up.
Did you see the same thing I did?
Yes, Warner Nashville signs Holler Boy Records.
Oh,
that's the one I saw.
God.
Is that an actual article? It has to be, right? Or
it would have to be. I don't think he'd put it in if it wasn't.
Does Country Rap Belong in Hip Hop? By Tim Watson. By Melina Newman. Wow, okay. That's crazy, man.
Wow.
Says Matthew. Oh, so it's a Chase Matthew. It has to be. Warner Nashville signs Holler Boy Records.
Wow.
Holler Boy Records isn't a band. It's in the name. It's in the name, you guys. What? Okay. All right. Yeah. I had to stop and go what? Wait a second.
So listen. Just the first line. I'm a leader.
You shouldn't
follow.
Yeah. And then with the articles, clearly following me is the bad choice because look what happens. Warner Nashville signs Holler Boy Records. All right. Anybody that has some insight on that, I want to read the whole article right now. That is
the wildest shit that has ever been written.
Let's have a discussion in the comments about that one because that's
God.
crazy. I want to hear where is that from? Someone source that for me, please.
Taking curves at 80 mile an hour plus. Engine block scraping, making asphalt. Metallic horse gallop in a hillside. Pipe sickle from the tree, shaking as we all roll by. Moss on my roof, but only on the south side. Marks on my boots from scooting through my outline. I am the leader, you shouldn't follow. I do keep up with the wild desperado. I do keep up with the wild desperado. Don't try to keep up with me. I live on the edge, too thin to see. I was earth bound to be a backwoods seed. On my back is where the word backwoods be. Because the backwoods never turned its back on me.
I like
that.
I like that dude's beanie.
Yeah.
I don't know what it says on there, GFOD or something like that. Maybe it's something.
Get fucked or die.
Oh, sure. Is that what
I just made that up.
I like
know.
that.
That could be it. That would make sense.
It reminds me of our 307 Reacts. It reminds me of our shirts.
Yeah.
And I think that would be cool on a beanie on the front. 307 Reacts, just the black, like Carhartt style beanie with the instead of the Carhartt thing, 307 Reacts. Maybe in Carhartt logo, that would be even better. Stick it to him.
Yeah. I do like the whole vibe of the video, right? He's like, people write all these things about me, but they don't really know me. Like, I hang out with outlaws and bikers on my property in the holler and stuff, and we're not the people that you think we are. And if you think you know us, you need to think again. You've never been here. You're not one of my people. You just don't know.
And man, that's got to be. We've talked about it before. Being as famous as he is. He gets this shit all the time.
Yeah.
Every day you wake up and there's someone saying something about you that's like, nope, that's not right. That's not accurate. Okay, let's flip to the next one. Nope, that's not accurate. Okay. And at a certain point, you have to build up this tolerance for just tolerance for bullshit. Like, nope, not true. Not true. Not true. And then I guess he does, because like once every few weeks or once a month or something like that, he'll come out with a personal video on his YouTube kind of addressing everything that's been going on. And the main message that I've gathered from most of those is this is fucking dumb. If you want the real information, just follow me. That's all you got to do, and I'll let you know what's going on.
And the crazy thing is, so many of these news sources, or like whether it's a paper or an actual, like a video or whatever, they never come to Upchurch and ask questions ever. They go, "Oh, well, we heard from so and so that the." Like,
well, there was an article in this paper that said that from this reporter.
Yeah.
And that's
like where's your primary source?
Show me the original video.
Nobody went to the primary source. Like.
Yeah, man, I respect that about him. He's always you have to. I mean, when you get to a point of you have 3 million subscribers on your YouTube channel and you're an independent artist, like no one's managing any of that for you. That's all on you, man. You have a little YouTube studio app on your phone and it has 3 million subscribers on there. Like that's a crazy place to be. So
it is.
There definitely has to be a threshold for bullshit because it's going to happen. Someone's going to try and push your buttons. Someone's going to try and take you down. Someone's going to try and call you fake and put out some bullshit. A lot of it is clout chasing. I would assume, I would imagine. Like it's just like clickbait, click through stuff. Like go to my website, do my thing, like give me views and traffic so I can get paid this month to do a thing. And generate some controversy. That's media bullshit. I would assume there's a lot of tied ends into media and all that bullshit in there. So, but yeah, he's got a great message, dude. I love it. Like, man, if you want the facts, just stick with me, like, and don't worry about the bullshit. And like, if you can hang.
Like the best person to tell you about me is me.
Boom.
Like weird.
Edge too thin to see. I was earth and to be a backwoods seed. On my back is where the word backwoods be. Because the backwoods never turned its back on me. Heart of a small town, roots of the home team. Ride through the city like I don't sing. Rugged old Chevy and a stained white tee. I am a leader, you shouldn't follow. Hard to keep up with the wild desperado. Taking curves at 80 miles an hour plus. Engine block scraping, making asphalt. Metallic horse gallop in a hillside. Pipes echo from the trees, shaking as we all roll by. Moss on my roof, but only on the south side. Marks on my moves, come scooting through my outline. I am a leader, you shouldn't follow. Hard to keep up with the wild desperado. Hard to keep up with the wild desperado. I'm a big brother, I'm a older cousin, I'm a redneck from the south, I'm a rapper, I sing country. Always two forms of buzzing when taking pictures in public. I think Waylon will be proud and Biggie Smalls will think it's thumping, motherfucker. Catch me cruising near 10
Hell yeah,
sleeping
man.
on the windshield from radar up on the 5-0. Catch me downtown wild on the rooftop. Winter circle shit, spraying something with a cork top. I know where I'm going without knowing where I'm going. Alien mind glowing, regular say mind blowing. When in my head, cause the winning road keeps flowing. I'm one of a couple writing musical components. I am a leader, you shouldn't follow. Hard to keep up with the wild desperado. Taking curves today.
So there was a picture that showed up before, and it had a Harley with a flat tire, and I was kind of looking at it before it went to the next one. You could see like a tire tread that's like stripped off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he
That makes sense.
burnt this thing all the way down.
That makes sense.
That's one of the things I loved about Hog Fest. Like this last year when I went, I actually went and watched all of the games and shit. They would do barrel racing in this dirt arena.
Was it at the same place?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So in the middle of bumfuck nowhere here, Wyoming, they have Hog Fest.
Basically a Wyoming hauler. I would call it, because you kind of drive, like you start out coming off the interstate, but then you drive down into Glen Rock, and then you kind of drive out of Glen Rock down into this little valley area, and then you get some trees going, and you're kind of by the river, this little creek river area,
and they have like a dirt rodeo arena that's in there. It's a small one.
Legitimately, I would call it a Wyoming hauler. As close as you can get to a hauler out in the middle of the desert. That's kind of what it is.
But these guys will do barrel racing with their Harleys, and they'll do burnout contests and stuff. God, dude, the amount of tires they must have sold weekend, dude, during that burnout contest.
I bet Harley loves that time of year around here.
Oh God,
I bet they love it, man.
Let me tell you, the tire guy in Glen Rock, man, that's his day. He's like,
all hands on deck, baby. This is Black Friday right here.
he's got his big trailer out there, and I mean, he's got motorcycle tires just stacked in this thing. He's got a little tire machine set up in it and everything.
Oh, that's amazing, bro.
Like
I got all the sizes. We'll figure it out, man. I got spares. I got new ones. Let's make it happen.
Yeah,
dude.
man. It was crazy, but like after the first guy popped his tire, every guy after that was like, "Well, I got to."
That's the bar. That's the bar, baby. Looks like we're all shredding tires this week.
Oh man, yeah, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoy watching that stuff.
Let's keep going.
Hard to keep up with a wild desperado. Taking curves, it 80 mile an hour plus. Engine block scraping, making asphalt dust. Metallic horse gallop in a hillside. Pipes echo from the trees, shaking as we all roll by. Moss on my roof, but only on the south side. Marks on my boots, from scooting through my outline. I am a leader, you should invite.
Sorry to pause that again, but God, he has all these one-liners that like just stick out, and the whole song's just made of one-liners. Like everything has kind of a.
He says,
like,
I like the line. I think I'm catching it. It's metallic horse gallop through the hillside, right?
Well, no, but that's a good one too, where he's talking about a motorcycle there. But like
is that the line? Is that what he's saying though? Is that
like
the actual
motorcycle?
No, that's what I mean. I'm just making sure, because I'm hearing scallop, but then I had to dissect the words. It's metallic horse gallops through the hillside. Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah, motorcycle. He's driving his motorcycle through the mountains. Yes, I just want to make sure I'm catching all the lines. That's where I'm at, Chris.
But he's
fundamental
saying,
level here.
He says the moss grows on the trees, but only on the south side.
Yeah,
and they always say moss grows on the north side of a tree, right?
Is it north or south? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know the trope.
They always say it's the north side.
Okay.
Although given anyway.
I thought it was a thing that like moss always points to civilization or something like that. I thought that was a thing too. I don't know.
I've always heard moss always grows on the north side of the tree.
Sure.
But he says south side, number one. He represents the south. That's where he's at. But he's also doing something that's against what everybody thought he could do, right? Moss can't grow on the south side of the tree. It's supposed to grow on the north side of the tree. He's like, well, I'm here on the south side of the tree, and I'm living.
Here we are. Yeah. Ah, okay.
I like
that's
that.
Fair. Yeah. Good representation.
As we all roll by. Moss on my roof, but only on the south side. Marks on my boots, from scooting through my house.
That's a good one.
I am a leader, you shouldn't follow. Hard to keep up with the wild desperado. Hard to keep up with the wild desperado.
There you go. I love his harmonies.
Hard to keep up with a wild desperado.
Hell yeah.
Hard motherfucker.
Who does his guitars? We talked about that. I know he has a guitar player, but
who
writes those little riffs?
I think he does some of them because Church started teaching himself how to play a couple years ago.
That thing was smooth, bro.
But I think maybe Stone Baby Sound has somebody come in, just hire some guy to come in, or maybe he plays.
Maybe fucking Stoner comes in, plays them.
Yeah,
I know he can play piano, so shit. If you can play, it's like speaking Latin. If you can speak Latin, you can speak like 9 languages. If you can play piano, you can play like 9 instruments. It's legitimate. Like that's the real thing. It's that left brain, right brain thing, man. If you know piano pretty fluently, you can make your way around a drum set. You can play guitar. You can pick up a bass, and you know where the stuff is at. It's just
that's what I've heard.
It transposes pretty easily from piano.
Yeah. But,
so yeah,
I don't know.
I'm always like he always has these really nice guitar licks. These really cool little riffs that I'm like, man, whoever I would like to know whoever's writing those, what their influences are, who they're listening to, or who they grew up with listening to. You know, like who inspired you to write these jazzy, country kind of smooth, finger picked out kind of thing. Like right at the very beginning, the first lick that comes in, you're like, that's a nice guitar sound, man. That's a nice guitar sound. It's become this game for me with Upchurch and you know, Calhoun and Broadnax and Demon Jones. It's become this game with me of less about listening to the song for the genre that it is, and more about immediately diving into, okay, I know what genre to expect. I know what it's going to be. Immediately diving into how's the writing, how is the music composed, what's the video like, how they do the shooting, where's the locations, like what they use for lighting, because it's always such a well put together production, man. Like they always do such a good job on it. And you know, for me, I'm not a huge fan of country rap, but like if it has become this thing where I'm excited to watch them do it because these are the guys that are leading the game right now, and B, because they're doing it on their own. They've got their friends coming in to help them with camera shots and doing the editing and things like that. And, you know, they're paying these people to do it, I would imagine. But like at the end of the day, it's not people that they're not contracted to any of it. They're like, hey, bro, you want to do a music shoot today? Kind of like us, you know, like we get a hold of our guys and we're like, hey, so
hey, dude, can you meet me like 10 o'clock tomorrow? Like,
you guys want to do tomorrow? I don't know. We can put in a couple hours tomorrow and then see where we end up. Go from there. That's like, I love that, man. And maybe it's because it's on a relatable level, you know, like independent. That's what it is. Like they're essentially doing the same thing we are with a larger following, you know. And they have more accessibility because they've been doing it longer and they've been grinding the whole time. So it's a respect game, man, all the way around.
It
like,
is.
You don't have to. It's one of those things. I'm just trying to help anybody else out there who's not big on country rap, because I know you're out there in the audience. I see you for sure. But like. It comes to a point where it's like these are the guys that are running the game, and it's really interesting to break down how and why. Like why is it working? What are they doing that's palpable? Why is it working? Because these are just regular people as far as you're concerned, you know, like they're just at one point Ryan was just a farmhand dude, you know, like he
was a painter with his grandpa.
He was a construction worker, painter, that whole thing, you know, and then just working on, he's a farm boy, like. And now he's like one of the biggest independent artists in the world. Like, so it's really interesting to watch the grind and how they do it and see why it works for me, anyways. So like, you know,
and the biggest thing that I see over and over and over again is just authenticity. What they say is what they mean, and if they make a mistake, they'll come out and let you know. But like, they're not gonna apologize for it, right? They're just gonna be like, hey, so I thought this. Found out that wasn't true. Here's my new thought. Here we go. Like, it's pretty cool.
And not afraid to like correct themselves, you know. And not afraid to ask questions either. Like ask questions. That's part of what gets them into the places that they are. Is they ask questions. They don't just come in, you know, like, and that relates to anything. They don't come into a venue expecting that, like, oh, at some point I'll get paid. They come into the venue and they go, hey, who's the guy that's going to pay me? Like, where's that guy at? I need to talk to him really quick. Make sure I get my money, and then we'll come in and start setting our shit up and do our thing. You know, like, ask the questions, because that's the only thing you can get told is no. And there you go. That's it, right? So that was amazing. Right. 5 out of 5, man.
5 out of 5. Well, let's hop into the next one, shall we?
Yeah. Don't worry. This is a 40-minute video. It's fine.
Yeah.
But you get 2 in 1. I forgot that we were doing a second one, to be honest.
Right. Heavier rain. That's what it is.
Heavier rain. Okay, perfect. And this is just...
the rain was heavy, but now it's heavier.
Well, I mean, look at it. It's like...
Dude, I love those old school, like, paintings. My grandparents got some old, like, Western paintings.
Yeah.
Like
what is that? Is that oil painting? What style is that?
I think it's supposed to be,
pastel.
I really don't know.
Oil paint. I don't know anything about it. It looks maybe pastel, because they do the weird, like, kind of. I don't know anything about art. My sister's a great artist, but I'm an artist, but not in that sense. I do the music stuff. I can't do I can't draw to save my life.
I'm sure Kenna could tell us, but
that's true. Kenna could tell us. All right,
know.
All right. Let's listen to this. Here we go. Heavier rain.
That guitar right there is Ryan. I've heard that before on his Instagram. That was like a year ago. I think I heard that little. He was like just practicing.
And he probably recorded it, you know. Yeah, and he probably recorded it and was like, I remember that now, and let's put it into something. Little 6/8 cadence kind of thing going on.
Anyway, okay.
Almost died to a flash flood in the spring of 2010. Every time thunder struck, it was hella loud, pounding in the back of my ear. Pictures burn in my brain, still make my spine shiver, of the dead livestock and old work trucks floating to the mouth of the river. Old folks on the roof praying to God can get baptized in the dark old river. So when you threaten me, it's exciting to see how you think you scared me, mister. So if the
So 2010, was there a big flood in Tennessee or something in 2010? Was that the same year that Casper like spilled over the spillway? I was around then, wasn't it? 2012 maybe that happened in Casper?
I want to say it was a little older than that.
You think
so? It was a while before that, yeah. Because we still lived in the house on Glendale.
I have a photo of when that happened on my Facebook because I had my old dog then. And there's a little timestamp on the bottom of there. And it was like I took her down to the river when that was happening because it was like crazy down there or whatever. So I have to check that out. But yeah, I like the I like the premise of like how he's laying out what happened and like how, you know, like, you think you can scare me, bro? Like, listen what I went through, okay? Like, I almost died in a flash flood.
And I don't think it's necessarily an actual flood.
You don't think so?
No, I think it's maybe symbolic because I
mean, he's talking about people being out on their roofs and livestock dying and being washed away and things like that.
Well,
I don't know if there was a flood.
I want to say that his grandpa died in 2010.
Oh. And
the bank was going to take the farm, basically wash away the whole way of life his family had.
You know more about his history than I do.
It was shortly after, I think in 2014, he started really kind of getting more recognized with music, doing more regular, right? So he kind of had those 4 years, but I almost want to say that's kind of the event that he's painting a picture of, but
I mean, it makes sense with the old timey style thumbnail and that kind of thing too.
Yeah,
it does make sense.
I don't know. Maybe he'll do a behind the lyrics.
I know that area is also prone to floods and things like that. So big heavy storms and I don't know. So yeah, let us know in the comments, and maybe he'll do a lyric breakdown and maybe he already has by the time this one comes out. I don't know, guys. We'll find out. Let's get through it.
Thank you, scared me, mister. So if the record labels try to drown me out, you'll see crazy eyes and a crooked smile sitting on my mouth. And I ain't made of sugar, I carry no shame, 'cause I've seen heavier rain. Yeah, I'm rebel tough, still carry no shame, 'cause I've seen heavier rain. Heavier rain. I've seen heavier rain. Some chase the standard, famous and pampered, for the self make no decision. Some like the danger, back road cocaine, and 6-speed Chevy transmission. Tell mainstream I say, come get some. You won't even know you're bigger.
I saw a really just the 6-speed Chevy transmission thing was pop. I saw a meme the other day of it was like Step Brothers and like the scene where John C. Reilly's like holding Will Ferrell in his hands or whatever, and instead of Will Ferrell they superimposed the 4L60E. And there it was him crying. He's like, I only tried to start it once or something like that, and it's like all broken in his hands.
Oh god. Yeah, those transitions can be. But hey, that's a, let me see, a 4L60 is typically a 4-speed.
Well, okay, yeah.
But,
I know it's a common one, isn't it? A 4L60.
4L60. My truck's got a 4L65E, so it's got an additional overdrive gear, or it's either an overdrive or an underdrive for the sun gear. It's a pain in the ass to rebuild, and you can't find one.
There's so much weird with your truck.
Yeah.
My truck's got 4-wheel steering, so it's got like this weird. My car's got a 4L65E, so it's got like this weird.
Speaking of the 65E, this morning I was driving here and it started flare shifting. I'm like,
what does that mean?
Probably means I have a sticky valve or a shift solenoid in the valve body. Which isn't.
Put a D-bolt in the fan belt and fucking send it, bro.
Change out that flux capacitor.
Yeah, dude.
Rotate your belts and, good to go. Yeah,
exactly, man. That's all there is to it. That's all you got to do.
But yeah, right before that, he mentioned cocaine on back roads, and that's a Tyler Childers reference.
Back roads and cocaine or something like that. I don't know it.
It's we've watched it.
Have we?
Yeah.
Then I do know it.
It's it was the one where he's in the room just by himself with him and his guitar. He's got kind of longer hairs, real outlaw country sounding thing.
Yeah. I can't remember.
What was the name of that song? Was it White House Road?
Oh, possibly. That would make sense contextually with the back roads and cocaine thing. Regardless,
I don't remember. Though, yeah? But anyway,
there you go.
That's a reference to him.
Did you go back?
I did not.
Okay, here we go.
You won't even know you're bigger, 'cause this country boy ain't a labels play toy. I come from the mouth of the river, so if the record labels try to drown me out, you'll see crazy eyes and a crooked smile sitting on my mouth. And I ain't made of sugar, I carry no shame, 'cause I've seen heavier rain. Yeah, I'm rebel tough, still carry no shame, 'cause I've seen heavier rain. Heavier rain. I've seen heavier rain. Sink or you swim.
There's like a really nice subtle reverse effect on the acoustic. You can hear it if you listen really close, like at the end of his little riff thing. If you listen, you can hear like this delay that comes on after it, but like the things it's like this, and it like adds this nice little. There's a lot of small little production things that happen in a lot of Upchurch's songs that are like. You would only know if you were like if you have the production brain and you kind of are listening for weird nuances. But like as a producer, it's such a crazy thing to think to add that kind of stuff in there. I would never think to add a reverse effect on an acoustic guitar.
Well, I started following a guy
but it works.
on.
Well, here I'll go back 10 so we can hear it. But.
I started following a guy on Instagram, and he does like little producer tricks and stuff, right? Now, he doesn't necessarily use the same program that we use, but...
Most of it's transferable.
Yeah,
it's mostly transposable.
He mainly talks about plugins for pop and hip-hop and EDM type stuff, but he has a couple things that, like, you could use, didn't matter what genre it is, right? And one of the ones I'm really interested to try one day is he had a vocalist come in and sing the melody, right? So he goes, okay, go ahead and sing this line. So he goes ahead, records him singing the line. Okay, now he copies it down to a different track, leaves that one alone. Okay, the one that he's copied down, he goes and he lengthens it out a little bit, so it kind of slows it down.
Sure,
right?
Just barely slows it down.
Then he'll pitch it up a third, and then he'll go in and reverse it. And then he'll bring it back down to the same size, and then he'll reverse it again, and then stretch it out again, reverse it one more time, and then put it back in, and you get this weird woo. It's like not really like concise like that, but you get this
like-
weird
like-
ominous sounding.
Reversing a reversed wave to make it.
But like you
like
kind of
double
like
reverse.
stretch it out and put it back together.
Yeah,
Stretch
yeah,
it out.
that's
And
the-
it's
yeah.
like it's a really cool.
You're almost creating like one of these things with it, like kind of one of those effect kind of things where it's fluctuating in and out.
Kind of. It's almost like adding a synth that doesn't sound like a synth.
Yeah.
Like it's
yeah.
it's really
Huh.
weird. It's really cool. But
But
like
yeah,
small little things that people
Dude,
bury in the mix like that
These
make all the
some
difference.
producers out there that you watch them do stuff and you're like, that is why are you doing that? Like, why are you doing that thing? And then they put it in the mix and you're like, that's why you did that thing. That's really
Yeah.
fucking cool. And
Yeah.
like producer brains are just crazy. Just some of the shit they think about. Like, hey, I've got this riff, and the producer's like, cool, let's reverse it.
Yeah.
Like, wait, well, no, this is the riff that I have, and he's like, cool,
Well, yeah, it'll
let's
still be there, but
reverse
like,
it.
reverse it.
And then you
Yeah.
get this. Listen right here. You hear how it's like, yeah.
People's life gets swept from their fences. And Paul died, the boy seen his first grandson saddle up country music and tame it. So if the record labels try to drown me out, you'll see crazy eyes and a crooked smile sitting on my mouth. And I ain't made of sugar, I carry no shame, 'cause I've seen heavier rain. Yeah, I'm rebel tough, still carry no shame, 'cause I've seen heavier rain, heavier rain. I've seen heavier rain. I've seen Yeah, I've seen heavier rain.
Yeah. So I think I was right. We were just talking about his grandpa.
I think it's symbolic of that. However, you know, could still be referencing a flood. I know floods have happened in that area, but I think you're right. I think it's more symbolic of
like
going through hard times and like, okay, I've seen some shit, okay, and I know that.
And it's a really good analogy though, because like things in life typically don't. Sometimes you can see it coming a ways off, but most of the time it's like a flash flood, and all of a sudden you're neck deep in shit, and you're like, "How the fuck did we end up here?"
Dude,
like, you know.
And in that vein, I was gonna make mention at the beginning of this, but you know, in reference to the flooding thing and just water in general, flash flooding, like. Water is a bitch, and Mother Nature can be a huge bitch and not even care at all. In one second, everything is hunky-dory, everything's going fine, and the next second, man, in 1 second, it can just change instantly. Like, you cannot take water for granted, especially moving water, fast-moving water. Like, I thought that I had it under control for a long time. Like, I kayaked for years and years and years and was really good at it, and you know, I'm a confident swimmer, I'm a strong swimmer, and have been my whole life and never really been afraid of water. And yeah, the river showed me one year that it doesn't fucking care how good you are at swimming. It will eat you, and it'll take your life really fucking quick. So I got a wake up call in moving water a couple years back, and ever since then, every time I see a body of water, I have this, you know, this kind of back thought in my mind that like that shit it'll take you. And will not care. It won't say a fucking single sound. It won't make any noise. It'll just fucking do it. Yeah. It's sketchy. Water is a sketchy bitch. So anybody that lives in flood-prone areas, you know, anybody out there, any of our fans that are in those kind of areas or going through something like that, you know, with all the moisture and precipitation we're getting in these areas now, just be careful.
Like
you know?
like Kerwin in the spring.
Yeah.
Is definitely a flash flood prone. And I mean, you can see it when you go there in the summer. Like, I mean, trees, not trees, fucking
big
trees.
Fucking trees.
Just
down the river. There they go.
Yeah.
Yep. And it'll take them. It'll take them. And that's what I'm saying. Like, watch out for that stuff. If you're in if the water's running high and it's knocking stuff over, and you're out there adventuring or doing your thing, just be careful.
Yeah.
Downed trees will take your life really fast.
If you ever come to visit Wyoming, don't put your tent next to the water. For the love of God. Okay.
You should be like 50 yards from the water minimum.
And that's assuming that you actually have a bank that comes up from the water.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to be a little not right on.
You don't want to be on the edge of the water.
So many people have made that mistake. Just because they're not from here, they don't know. But
camp right next to the water. That's how it is in all the photos. It's not the photos.
Not around here.
That water will eat your tent in the morning. So just and maybe eat you. So just be wary. Anyone that's in flood-prone areas, just be careful. Yeah. When the flash flood warnings come, don't just be like, oh, we're gonna go to a little water. There's a very serious chance that shit could change very quickly for you. So just. Be respectful of Mother Nature because she's a cold-hearted bitch and she'll take you. So
yeah, but that was a really good analogy.
It was great, man. Yeah,
the way life just happens. Life doesn't care.
Life is the same way. Life will throw shit at you. One day you'll be getting ready to shoot a reaction with your friends, and all of a sudden your girlfriend will come into the room and say, "Hey, our tree just fell on our neighbor's house," and so that's what happens that day. So just remember, you've always seen heavier rain. It's not the end of the world. Everything will be fine. You can get through it. Just be wary.
That's a good perspective too. I mean, Steve Harvey's talked about that, where he goes, "Raise your hand if you've ever had a bad day." Right? If you ever had a bad day, everybody in there, right? Oh, I've had a bad day. He goes, "Did you know that your success rate for overcoming bad days is 100%. Like, oh.
I mean,
well, shit. Now that I think about it, you're right.
I did. I did go to sleep that day and woke up the next day and made it through the bad day. Look at that.
Weird.
100% success rate.
Yeah. So
different perspectives, man. It's all on how you look at it.
Keep grinding. Keep doing your thing. I give this I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. The symbolism, the way it's painted, the way the story comes together, and just the message of it. Like, hey, I've been through worse. Labels, you want to write articles about me? You want to do this? You want to do that? Like,
so crazy. Warner Nashville signs Holler Boy Records. Wait, what? No, I don't think that's how that works, dude. Pretty sure you can't just sign another record label to your record label. I think that's called a subsidiary, and that's still two separate businesses. Yeah, like operating under. And the
even
same
then, that's
umbrella.
not even what.
That's
happened.
not even the same thing. Not even that. Yeah. What?
Oh God. Well, anyway, if you guys enjoyed this episode as much as we did, be sure you leave a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, click the bell, become part of the notification gang, and we'll see y'all next time. Ow.
I was ready to do that after the first one, and then you're like, all right, let's do the second one. I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. We got a second one.
I saw it coming.
Bonus.